It's every parent's worst nightmare. Your child is missing, or worse, getting that late night phone call or visit. In Jane Doe, Alyssa and Ryan Stewart take a somber road trip to identify a Jane Doe who may be their missing daughter. It's director Anthony Greene's latest short, and it's sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. He's no stranger to this studio. Anthony Greene, welcome back.
You know, I was trying to figure out whose daughter's missing.
You like that intro? You like that?
I thought it was going to be somebody walk out the back and tell me I'm a suspect. Okay.
All
okay,
right.
good. I'm good now.
Good.
All right.
So, Jane Doe is your latest. Tell me, what inspired you to make the film?
Actually, it's real easy. I was reading Stephen King's Joyland, and it's a great story, but somewhere in that story there's a small passage about a time before the story took place where a mother and father had to travel a great deal to view a body to see if the child was theirs or not. And it was like 3 sentences, really. But the idea of it stuck. Like, how do you really, like, what is that ride like? What is that road trip like? What are the things that go on? What do you say? What do you not say? Mm-hmm. And it blossomed up from there.
And, I mean, just something like that is riddled with conflict. I love how you cut a trailer, right? Mm-hmm. But it's really just like a minute of just a wide shot of the two in the car just barely saying anything, but it says so much.
Yeah, and it's the thing. First of all, the music in the trailer and the music in the film is Drew Gibson, who's a local musician. And he was referred to me by the female lead. I can't remember her name right now because I'm on camera. But anyway, you know, he was referred to me, and his music was great. It was right. It was melancholy. It was in the right groove. And when I had that scene play with that music, it really summed up, you know, what the experience is supposed to be like. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was easy.
And the characters that, did you write it as well?
Yes.
So the characters.
I'm sorry, Jane Osborne is that's her name. Okay.
Jane Osborne.
Right. That's her name. Okay.
So the characters that you wrote, they have a certain history already. And
right.
You get that as they're on this ride, but they're putting everything aside to take this ride.
Yeah. There are a couple that are on the brink of divorce. He doesn't want it, and she does. She's a little bit younger than him. She spent most of her life with him, and she kind of wants out. Right now, the only thing that's keeping them in the same space is to care for their missing daughter. And it's about connectivity. Throughout the whole film, there's no connectivity, there's no touching, there's no eye contact, you know. And there's only that friction between the two of them while they're trying to bear and get through this thing until you get to the end.
Man, now you making me have to go back and watch this third, fourth.
Some filmmakers make films for that. Some people do, yeah.
Now the ending is, and I definitely don't want to spoil it because you got to come to Rosebud Film Festival January 23rd to figure out, you know, what happens at the end. Right. But was it one of those things where you want the audience to kind of figure out what actually happened?
Well, actually, I wanted to spark a conversation, and it works. The movie sparks a conversation with people who really pay attention to it, and I get the telling of what happened. But the thing is that what's worse? Is it best to find your child, see your child dead, or is it better to know that they're still out there somewhere, and to still have that hope? And as a parent, you know what I mean?
Right. Oh.
As a parent, to have to really weigh the pros and cons, not to have closure, but to still have uncertainty, and that's really what it's about.
Now, let me ask you a question. Your actors, are they parents? Because as you're directing them, did they have that? Okay.
Neither are parents and neither are married.
Wow.
That's directing. All right?
My man.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
because what you just said, I mean, as a parent, man, dude, I don't even know if I could go into the room. You know what I mean? Like, I had to prepare myself to go into the room to have the white sheet pulled back. So, you know, that takes a lot.
And in that story, it's really about that. Like, you either prepare yourself that it's finite and that's what it is that you're going to see, or you prepare yourself that this isn't really worth it. This is not going to be my daughter, and I can go in this room because I know this to be true. And that's really the conflict between the mother and the father throughout the story.
Right, right. All right. So, what attracted you to those actors? Like, what about them did you say, you know what, you're right for this role?
Well, this Greg Thompson is a great actor. Francis Abbey's Six Non-Smokers, he was really one of the breakout performances in that. And I've always wanted to work with him. And I met him and I spent some time around him. So I said, okay, I want to work with this dude one day. And for Jane Osborne, we met during the DC Shorts storytelling with Speakeasy Shorts. I know they changed the name by now, but that's what it was when we were there.
Right.
And she has a great spirit. She's a really cool person. And I knew I wanted to work with her that day. So when I wrote this, and what I do, I really meet a lot of people. And when I meet actors, I get the experience and put it in the back of my mind so that when I come up with a story, I automatically know who would fit on screen, who would fit in these roles. And they were perfect for it. And I reached out to both of them, sent them the script, and they both responded back favorably, you know.
Yeah.
And you can send a script and say, I'll pay you, know. But it worked out pretty good.
Man, that's cool. All right, so actors, you just heard it from the man himself, the producer extraordinaire.
No,
Anthony.
don't tell them, because then they'll act funny.
Get to know him.
You want some more to drink? I just like them. They're really cool people. And they came out to the house. We sat down and we went over the script a little bit and really talked about the nuances between the couple themselves, you know. And then the supporting actors in the film, Chashida Giles from Thick, who played the detective,
Right.
and which was she loved that, you know. And Robert Lanebringer from Henchman's War, who came in, and I mean, you know, Morgan Sindick was in there. So people that I've worked with before, you know, it's kind of a recurring thing here and there. But I really wanted to showcase the talents of those two actors and really try to do something that's not really done a lot with short films, especially locally, is just a straight up drama.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's a slice of life out of these two, the couple's life. One question: how long did it take to film this?
2 days, and I keep my days under 8 hours.
Seriously?
Yeah, man, I gotta go home. No, it took us 2 days to shoot it. We started on Saturday. I think we got done early on Saturday, and then we shot the interior scenes at Town Hall on Sunday. So everything that was external, we did Saturday, and then all the internal stuff we did on Sunday. And I think it took about between 16 to 20 hours altogether to shoot.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. All right, so Jane Doe is now hitting the festival circuit.
Jane Doe is hitting the festival circuit. I mean, that's what short films are for.
Right.
You know what I mean? You take them in so far, Miami, New York, Texas, waiting to hear back from London now. Did some other, you know, places. So it's out there. You know, it's out there just to keep it, you know, keep me warm for the next feature.
Right. So the response thus far, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's in Rosebud, so, you know, there's definitely film critics and filmmakers that really appreciated the film.
That's good, because DC Shorts didn't like my script.
Maybe that's a script. They didn't see it.
But and I think it's one of those things where you read it, and those little things that can't be put on paper, but can only be talked about between the people who are about to put it on screen, were able to come through. And it's really hard to just throw that script out in the world and think people are going to accept it and think it's going to work, because the nuances that are there, that's not everybody's experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't have that experience of having a child in their life that they would lose their mind over if they were in this situation.
Yeah.
So, you know, I never had an issue with it. I expected it and I accepted it, but I was just able to, you know, within a year. I wrote it in 2013.
Okay.
So I was able to, you know, get the money together and just go ahead out there and do it myself.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that I did, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you know, you're one of those filmmakers that studies film. So like I said, I got to go back, study this one again.
Right.
But, you know, people can watch it, obviously, at the Rosebud Film Festival.
They definitely can.
Anthony, thank you so much for coming on the show.
All
Always
right.
a pleasure.
All right, sir. Thank you.